Hello everybody, this is David Ochoa, this case with Dave Robinson, VP of Marketing Mozy. And Dave, welcome to my podcast. Thank you for this interview.
Thank you for having me, David.
All right. First of all, we have the same name.
Yes, we do.
So, that's, in my country, we call it, you are my tocayo.
Okay.
Okay.
Tocayo?
Just tocayo.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about Mozy. We invite podcast. We have recommended this product since, I don't know, 2006, since we knew it. I don't know,
Okay.
something like that. And but many people don't know what Mozy is. Could you tell me what it is?
Sure. So Mozy is an online backup service. If you think about your computer that you have today, and there's a whole lot of information on there, you probably have photos, you probably have music, you probably have videos, you may have financial records that are on that computer. And Mozy is a service that's going to make a backup copy of all of those files that are on your computer. You think about it, 10 years ago, you probably had a shoebox or something full of all of your photos. And if friends come over, you would go get the box and say, look at our vacation photos, when we went to, Puerto Vallarta or something like that. Music, I used to have a music collection where I had CDs up on the wall and just, shelves and shelves of CDs. Today, this information is on your computer. If friends come over and I want to, show them a new band that I'm listening to, I get my computer because that's where it is. If I want to show them photos of my vacation, I'm going to get my computer because that's where all my photos are. And it's becoming even more important because all of the information is on the computer that you have a backup of that information. So Mozy is a service that you're going to install Mozy on the computer, and we offer 2 gigabytes for free, so you don't have to pay anything for it. You can keep it as long as you like. And all that information will be backed up to a secure Mozy data center. So if something, and we also offer a service that's 50 gigabytes for $5.99 US, or 125 gigabytes for $9.99 US per month. And you could back up to 3 computers. So we're going to make a backup copy of all the information that's on your computer. If something happens to your computer, if it's stolen, if there is a fire, if it gets a virus or corrupted, or anything happens to it, we have a backup copy of all that information, and we can get it back to you.
All right, and there are 2 services for businesses and the personal one.
That's correct. We have Mozy Home is for home users, and Mozy Pro is for business users.
All right, talking about the personal one, the home, Mozy Home, how can I be sure that my data is the latest
Sure.
version of my document is backed up?
So the way that Mozy works is you can schedule your backups to run either automatically, so it'll run throughout the day, or you can schedule it to back up according to a schedule. So you could say, I want my backups to run every night at 7 p.m., or I want my backups to run every Friday. But you can also run automatic backups. So as you're working throughout the day, Mozy's going to back up the files throughout the day. It's important to talk a little bit about how it works. Let's say that you have 50 gigabytes of information on your computer. The first time that Mozy backs it up, it's going to back up the entire thing so that you can get a copy in the Mozy storage data centers. When it runs backups after that, it's just going to back up those incremental changes. So if you get a new file, you get an email, Mozy just backs that up. It doesn't back up everything else because it's already got a copy. Or if you have like an email PST file, that may be 5 gigabytes, it's just going to back up the changes to that. So your first backup may take a few days or a week or so to back everything up, but after that it's just a few minutes. And if it runs backups throughout the day and you get a few emails, you create some Excel spreadsheets, you get some photos on your computer, Mozy's just going to back those up. But it can be every 2 hours. If you're sitting there working and you think, I'm a little bit worried because I've been working on some really important stuff and I don't want to lose it, you can always push back up on Mozy, on the little Mozy software, and it'll back up right then.
All right. Okay. Why should I back up in the cloud? With the recent problem, and many people don't know the whole story.
Yeah.
They just know that Sony got my information stolen.
That's right.
For example.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to do it again. I don't want to back up or put anything in the cloud anymore.
Sure.
Why should I do it? Why should I keep doing it?
Okay. So the first thing that I would say is not all cloud services are the same. Just because somebody says, I am a cloud service and Mozy's a cloud service does not mean that they're equal. One of the things that's very important to us, because it's very important to our Mozy users, is encryption. And when Mozy is backing up, the way that it's going to work is you have a bunch of files on your computer, and it's going to go through and you say, I want to back up all my photos and my music and my financial documents, for example. Before it backs them up, it's going to encrypt them on the computer with military-grade encryption. So you're talking about really strong encryption. It's then going to take that encrypted file, it's going to transfer it over what's called an SSL connection. So that's an encrypted connection. If you do online banking and you via a web browser, that's typically the type of encryption they're using is SSL. So you've got files that are encrypted, then transferred over an encrypted connection, and then they're stored at a Mozy data center, which is a very secure place, surrounded by barbed wire fences. There are guards there. You can't just walk in off the street and walk into the building. You have to show your ID, and they have to let you in. And so if you're looking at a cloud service, you should ask those sorts of questions. Is it encrypted? Is it secure? Who has access to my data? And as we've seen recently, there have been some very public companies who have had issues with hackers and other things, and we are confident that the way that the encryption that we use and the security that we put in place, we can protect you from those sorts of things.
And you have a company like EMC behind you to make sure that you have all the resources to do that. That's
correct. I mean, the backing of EMC is so important to Mozy as well. Not only, EMC is of course known as the gold-plated standard for primarily hardware, but then also offering services as well. And having that backing of EMC, there are many other cloud services out there that are venture capital backed, or they're struggling along and have a very uncertain future. It's that's something a benefit that we can pass along to our customers is we are backed by EMC. Your data will be safe for years to come.
Okay. Last question. Me and my followers on Twitter, we have created a hashtag called Backup Monday.
Okay.
Every Monday I remind them how important to update their backup is, and I have managed to convince a few. They have to convince someone else.
Yeah.
But the every week the question, sometimes one person asks, how do I back up?
Yeah.
And of course, I refer them to a blog where I have some posts explaining this. But when it comes to backing up on the internet, we have you as an option, and we have two other options.
Yeah.
For just to name one, for example, Dropbox is very popular. Why should they use Mozy instead of the others?
Sure. So going back to what I was talking about earlier as far as encryption and security, we feel like we have some of the strongest encryption and some of the strongest security of any services out there. And we are a true backup service as well. Dropbox is great for syncing, and your Dropbox that you put your files into, and then you can replicate it across different devices. Mozy is going to make a backup of all of the files on your computer. It's going to back up automatically, so you don't have to worry about that. You just install Mozy, and it just does its thing every day. It's going to back the files up. It's going to be encrypted. It's going to do the incremental backups too, so just the changes and the new files will get backed up. This is a company that's backed by EMC, so you can trust that this will be around for a long time. And but yes, people need to be backing up. So Monday backup, that's a very good idea.
All right. Thank you very much. Anything else that we are missing, or?
No, I mean, as I mentioned, we offer 2 gigabytes for free. If you live in Mexico, you can take advantage of this too. We recently announced an iPhone app as well as an Android app. So you have the ability to access your files you've backed up with Mozy. It was just made available this last week in the iTunes or the App Store in Mexico. That was just this last week we made it available. So if you have Mozy, the 2 gigabytes, for example, you can get the iPhone app, and any files you've got backed up with Mozy, you could pull them up on your iPhone, send a photo to a friend, document to your boss, whatever. So,
Wow.
and then we've got some other very exciting services coming too, and you'll be one of the first to find out.
All right, thank you. Tocayo, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tocayo.
That's Dave Robinson, VP of Marketing for Mozy in Byte Podcast.